Okay, let's do it this way. I'll try to hear this. I thought it was interesting.
That guy fucking you. Black dudes stereotypically don't want to show you their emotion. They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to show you behind the curtains, right? So I go Kevin, and I go, who's Kevin? And I see a black dude, and immediately my brain goes, I'm gonna get some fucking tough guy. I was wrong about every black dude that ever won. I was so totally wrong. He comes up and he starts crying, and I said, what? Why aren't you seem emotional? And he said, yeah, I am. Thank you. And I said, well, where are you gonna spend this money? He goes, next week is my daughter's 13th birthday. I think Georgia was 13 at the time. And I said, oh, congratulations. He goes, I didn't have money to throw her a party. Now I get to be the dad she thinks I am. You're so fortunate in life. Sometimes you forget your path. And then you see someone on your path at an earlier stage in your path, and they remind you of your path. And you're like, motherfucker. So many times they didn't get to be the dad that they thought I was. So many times. You think you want your kids to look up to you, and that guy fucked me up, man. Black dude.
It's not good for men to be. Let me fix this real quick. It's not good for men to be overly emotional, but it is good for men to express their emotions, not show, because when you're just showing, there's no context. With no context, people draw inferences from wherever. So there's that. The takeaway from that is culture. The way in which culture is projected. Now, I'm fairly certain he has some black friends, but more than likely, he hasn't experienced the culture of his black friends. It just is what it is. Vice versa. Black people don't really experience too much of personal culture, only outward culture that's commercialized of white communities. You would think that in the white community, everything is hunky-dory. It's not. You would think that within the white community, there is so much unity. There's not. There's no community where that exists. If you were to ask, I'm from California, so I can only say it from this angle. If you were to ask a Mexican, what's one of the biggest rivals to a Mexican, they would say it's another Mexican. Where their success more pop up. But what's understood is you don't outwardly say anything to diminish your family, your brothers, the hermanos. And the reason why that's important is because to delve into culture means to actively gain curiosity, and curiosity from what? And that's where people are distrustful. Just is what it is. Because your curiosity could be exploitation. How can I market? How can I brand? How can I make money off of this experience right here? But there can be a curiosity to join from sympathy to empathy, which basically means, I think, and this is just, put air quotes on this, I think these people, and not saying culture-wise, but the individuals that you're dealing with, I think these people are kind of cool. I wonder what else is cool. Or, dang, I don't understand what's going on with you, so I'm curious because I may want to help, or my experiences may help you propel yourself to other spaces and other places. Either or, it doesn't matter. But the reason why I'm telling you guys this is for the simple fact of this. Before we judge We must walk. Before you walk, you must crawl. Why is it important to crawl? At a floor space, you have to look up to everything, which means everything is bigger than you. So much of this life that we have right now is based upon what you've gained from how you feel about yourself. If you believe in your heart of hearts that you're in a good position, you are. If you believe in your heart of hearts you're in a bad position, you are. Just is what it is. When you hear people say, oh, I'll leave this city and I'll be great, watch that. Because the curious questions is, why couldn't you be great in your own city? Now, some people will say, oh, well, because this person and that person are holding me back and everything. And I say my favorite quote, everything like that. That's not the case. But the truth in it is that what happened is you didn't know the power of no. Didn't. And the reason why the power of no is important is because those who can use you will. Those who can abuse you won't stop. Those who love you shouldn't have conditions. Like, you shouldn't love me because I'm taking care of you. You shouldn't love me because every time you call, I answer. My essence, my spirit, my heart, my soul. Those are the things you're supposed to love about people. Now, granted, there are just certain things where you'll talk to somebody. Man, I love talking to you, bro. You funny as hell. That exists. It's true. It's a very true thing. But the reason why you need to make sure of that is because it gives you awareness. When you were crawling before you could walk, awareness was everything. Curiosity is everything. Because from curiosity comes a euphoria of emotions. Even scarce, or scarcity technically would be the word. So, with that being said, there has to be a way in which more people are allowed to express themselves. I seen a video the other day. I think it was actually this morning. I kept my hand, by the way. Oh well. Who did I hit? I think I hit nobody. Anyways. I'll leave that in there. I ain't even gonna cut that out. Anyways, there has to be a way to express yourself, because I recall this dude saying, oh, you guys are taking my black card away. And there's this dude who was reacting to it and was like, yeah, we're taking it, because he didn't fit the stereotypical quote unquote black image, right? There's a kid who was dressed up for anime. Yeah, he's dressed up for anime, and he essentially said, you guys are stereotyping me for not fitting your stereotype to say that I'm not black. Like, the inclusivity basically doesn't exist because I don't have your same experience. Eventually, there has to come a point in time, and this isn't just a black thing, but it has to come a point in time where differences are accepted and not rejected. The reason why I say that is because I can recall growing up where I grew up at, and we were little hoodlums, I'll be fair. And one of the kids' dads has said flat out, I don't want my kids running the streets with y'all. I'd rather him on that game. I know where he's at. I know he's protected. I know he's safe. Now, at first, my first reaction was, dang, he just dissed me. But to be fair to him, he's right. He's right. But he also was wrong. Now, more than likely, yeah, the kid would have became a gangbanger, would have joined us statistically, Would have went to juvenile hall like all of us did. Would have went to jail like all of us did. Yes, I've been in jail. Yes, I've been to juvenile hall. Nothing to be proud of. I don't bring it up because, for what? What's the point? But anyways, yeah, some people, you went to jail? Yeah, I've been to jail, bro. Ain't nothing to brag about. That's loser mentality, bro. I will never understand. And I don't care how many people say whatever. Oh, I done did this and did this and did this in jail, bro. Ain't nothing cool about jail. A bunch of losers who got caught. Weren't smart enough to figure out how to live life without essentially breaking the rules of land, air, and water. Just is what it is. So that's part of where he's wrong, though, is to get his son with the awareness how it should have been done, because this kid was like childhood obese. Like, you know what I mean? He was an obese little kid. I was gonna say childhood obesity, but he was a fat kid, bro. And that right there is just as detrimental to your child as we were. Now, I can say what should have happened was he should have steered his kids towards hanging out with other kids and other groups of kids who were not acting like us. It wasn't hard to look at us and say that we were bad kids. Now, when you got to know us, you got to love us. But initially, we ran around with bats and chains and stolen bikes, some knives on us and all this crap. This is just as kids, bro. Like, stuff that kids should not be running around with. You're over there looking like a 1980s biker gang or something like that. So there's that part. But either way it go, that's what we were looking like. And his son should have been steered towards the realm of don't hang out with those kids because they're not going anywhere in life but to jail. That's it. But also, you had to have, and this is the part where a lot of parents mix it and mess it up, you had to have an alternative. Just saying don't do something is not enough. You have to say don't do something and have an alternative. Those are the important things. If you can't give the alternative, nothing will work. Just putting it out there. Nothing will work. And the reason it can't work is because if I'm left with being told no, where is the yes? I'm doing all this. No. Where's the yes? Can you help me? No, you can't help me? All right, cool. Well, since you can't help me, I'm going to help myself. And I'm going to explore the no to find the yes. And is that what you wanted ultimately? No. And that's one of the things in life that people fail to do is give instruction to alternatives while trying to order somebody away from something bad. When you see, and not even bad, just more detrimental, when you see somebody that wants to get away from substance abuse, you know what they turn to? Another substance. People who deal with substance abuse, they don't have the off switch, right? The best illustration is this. If you eat and then you get full, you stop. If they eat, they get full, they don't stop. They just keep going. So it's just that right there. Add it with, when you give people the alternatives, they may look for alternatives within that alternative because they know where to go. If I told you, hey, don't eat this, try this, that's still not good enough. But having the alternative there is even better. Now what you have to do is learn options. And the reason why this is important is it heaps back into the beginning of the message to say men shouldn't show their emotions, they should express it. And express it in either ways of any sort of things. You can express it in working out. You can express it in learning how to communicate better, or even becoming a better listener. Because when you listen better, people will then start to want to hear from you. That's the reason for the expressions being used and the options. Give people options. So we can't show emotions because you don't know what's going to happen. Imagine if you seen somebody just walking down the street crying. Imagine if you clicked on this video and you see me crying. So many people would take that video. And the first thing you're going to think is, damn, bro, I wonder what happened. But you're not going to come with it like, damn, bro, I wonder what happened. You're not going to smile about it at all. Your curiosity, what the hell just happened? Then, if I can't express myself and all I'm doing is outwardly showing emotions, you would think either I'm on the verge of insanity, I've lost somebody, I've done something really wrong, or anything. And the example that I just gave you is from a personal experience that I had when I was driving in downtown Sacramento. I was driving through downtown Sacramento. I just parked, and for some odd reason, I was like, I just want to walk around. I walked around Cesar Chavez Park, and there's a lady just sitting there crying. And I'm like, ma'am, are you okay? You all right? You need anything? She's like, no, I'm all right. I'm pregnant. I've been trying for years. The doctor said it's going to be a healthy pregnancy. What do you say then? What do you say then? Not to her, to yourself. Dang, I got that one wrong. Congrats to her. Shout out. Hey, good job. That's about it. That's all you can say. But it's that shown, not expressed stuff. That's the thing. And it's not anything bad to say, oh, yeah, I thought she was sad and something might have happened to her and all of this stuff and everything. Wasn't that at all, but it is. But not to jump to conclusions or anything. That's one of the biggest things. But the expressions, then the options. The options are everything afterwards. Once you learn that you can't show, you had to express, it gives people the chance to either back up or go towards. You don't want to force your problems on the people. Just don't. But you also don't want to deny anybody who genuinely cares about you and wants to see you do better. The way in which men are built, and it's one of the things that I dislike about a lot of these podcasts, that these dudes have not learned to express because they're so hell-bent on making sure that your money means so much, because on the other side it seems that that's all they want. And you wouldn't be wrong, but you are. And what I mean is this: I get sick of these podcasts that get on here with these ladies, and they say the most outlandish stuff because they know that people will watch it. Normalcy is not celebrated. Irregularities and obfuscation is always toted and touted as the best things ever, and it's really not. What I'm talking about is when we say something like this, a lady will come on and say, I don't care, I'm the prize. And the automatic rebuttal from the guys is always, I'm the prize. I make this, I'm this tall, I can do these things for you. And those things are valuable. Not to diminish anything, but try a different solution. Why not sit here and infiltrate the mindset of that and I don't mean infiltrate in a negative way, but explore the mindset of what is the prize. Once she breaks it down and she has to give herself grandiose positions and stuff, or I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, and all that stuff, and then you ask the question, and this is why I would like to do the Kevin Samuel stuff, but the way I would combat these ladies, it wouldn't be fair. Because if a woman says, I cook, I clean, and all of these things, and all this stuff and everything, all right, cool. But also at the same time, I can go through a meal prep service when you say you cook. All right, meal prep service is here, 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 and here. Then if I get sick from meal prep service, I can sue that company with the right stuff. If you cook a bad batch of something and it throws me off and makes me sick and all this stuff, I can't sue you. Well, I could, but I won't. So there's that. Then cleaning services. Cleaning services. You can go ahead and find out about cleaning services. Inexpensive. So now, with you being the prize, you just priced yourself. You see what I'm saying? Now, for the ladies who don't understand this stuff, if a man ever says to you he's the prize, and you ask him what does he do, and he says the ability to take care of you and make sure that you're safe, your curious question then goes to, well, I could do this by myself, and I'm going to be fair to you. You could, but you can't. Because what happens is the reaction for a lot of ladies, and I'm just telling you this from talking to a good amount of women, the reaction that y'all have to a lot of things are extreme. When I remember talking to my brother's girlfriend and I was telling her something, there was a conversation we had, I don't remember where it started, but it was something that was being discussed about firearms and carrying and all of this stuff, and you know, she's a pretty girl, and what happened was her answer just baffled me. What she said was this: yeah, when I'm at the gas stations and stuff, I would like to have my gun on me because a lot of these dudes, well, some guys walk up on me and I be scared, so I'll pull my gun out on them. I said, you go to jail. That's assault. When you do this right here, when you point this right here, for no freaking reason, that's assault. You can't whip your gun out on anybody just because you feel scared. You have to put your hand up and say, I'm armed. I don't like the way that you're approaching me. So that extreme measure of, hey, let me pull my gun out, that's insane. You're going to jail. You're going to jail for a good amount, and you're not going to be able to carry any more firearms. So now you just screwed yourself from being able to protect yourself in the future run. Now, would a DA prosecute? More than likely not. I don't see it that way, especially when it's a woman, and women are typically shorter than a man, so that type of stuff does factor in, like, well, we'll roll back the cameras. But ladies, when a man says that he protects and he provides, try to get the price tag out of that. But I would love to see this, and this would be my thing, and this is why I said I would destroy a lot of these individuals in quote-unquote debates, is because of this. I wouldn't combat you with you being the prize. I would ask you, why is it that a man would be in a relationship with you and would not feel valued? Because if you're the prize, can a man be a prize as well? Who wants to be in a relationship where the other person does not feel valued? This is the thing that I don't think a lot of ladies understand about the men of today. The men of today are afraid of y'all. Because the men of today understand consequences more than the last generation. You're gonna be like, what? Fellas, can I tell the truth? So I will. Birth rates are down everywhere. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, black, whatever, that don't matter. In America, birth rates are down everywhere. And it'd be funny because you hear a bunch of conspiracy people talking about they want to do population control. No. You want population control, just keep giving men information. Keep making it harder for men to be incentivized to have children because it doesn't exist. We don't want to anymore. Men are not wanting to have children anymore because you take a bigger risk being a man than you do the woman. Yes. A woman giving up her body and going through the process of giving a child, birthing a child, can lead to death. A lot of women die giving birth. That's a very true thing, and I don't want to diminish that in any type of capacity. I really don't. Women die every day giving birth, and death is a one-on-one. You don't come back, so the seriousness of it, I 100% understand, and I don't want to diminish that. So to go along with that from the other side, the men's side, you just put yourself in a bind and in a blender. What happens with a lot of men and saying that we are afraid of y'all is because of the power that you're granted immediately to do whatever you want. When I did the child support stuff, I told the judge flat out, there has been zero established custodial rights over my child. I give my child for the major holidays. Well, I used to. Right now, I'm not everybody's favorite right now because I know how to defend myself. But summers are mine. Springs are mine. The freaking holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff like that were supposed to be mine. She reneged on it. She decided, oh, well, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, and all these things. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Because in summer, your child gets more expensive. See, school can give the kid breakfast and lunch. All you got to do is provide dinner. And sometimes dinner only costs like $17 because a lot of y'all just resort to fast food real quick because you don't want to stand over that stove in that kitchen. You're paying for convenience. I get it. But men are afraid of y'all because we don't win. We lose. And on top of that, the say-so and the combativeness that typically goes towards is insane. Because if you are having a child with a man, you should want your child to pick up a lot of the traits that the father has, especially if it's a boy. I hope that error isn't messing up the... I can't turn this crap off for whatever reason. I wish I could, but literally I'm holding on the off button. Anyways, so you have that exists, but also added with the fact, and I'm just going to be fair, y'all have a lot of power and we have none. In order for a man to go try to get his child, I believe it's like $8,000 in lawyer fees just to get that on top of the woman could try to get you to pay for the lawyer fees. I hope y'all can hear me pressing this button. So you have the lawyer fees that exist. You not only have the lawyer fees that exist, but you also have the time that it takes. And on top of that, the woman will always be able to say, I want child support. That comes at a cost now because now you have to go to the freaking judges. Takes time out of your day. You have to do a whole bevy of things. You just do. So, it is what it is. But I would like for ladies to understand something. If a man does not feel valued, he will find somewhere that he is valued and appreciated. And that's typically amongst friends. That's typically amongst places that will allow him his own dominion of peace, whatever that may be. I don't play video games. I got like a PlayStation 2 that I'll pop on like sporadically, like every couple of months, just to feel a bit of nostalgia because of whatever. But for the most part, nah, bruh. No. Let that man enjoy his peace, because you don't know what hells he's been through to get to heaven. That's his expression. On the flip side, him allowing you to know that, a lot of men fear that you will take that and you will minimalize it and make it not seem like what it means to him. Are you gonna go on your little fishing trip? Yeah, this fishing trip is stopping me from walking away from everything and just saying I don't want to be here anymore, and do what a lot of dudes do that lead this country and taking themselves off this earth. Because so much of what a man does to feel like he's appreciated, which I can personally say this, majority of men don't feel appreciated at all. I can't speak for the women. I can speak for the things that are provided for women. I can speak to the various programs that are provided for women and afforded to women, because there really is none for men. So in a society now where we understand if you're not an elite, you're just a worker, nobody cares. America is, for whatever reason, shifting from patriarchal to matriarchal, which is bad. Because a woman can't defend you the way that you can defend a woman. And if you can't defend her, you can't lead her. And if you can't lead her, you can't provide for her. And if you can't provide for her, then what are you doing with her? It's kind of the reason why the big bad guy, the bad boy and all this stuff, because he doesn't listen to rules, because he makes his own. And one day he'll figure it out, but he's also able to protect in such a way that a lot of these ladies feel is attractive, which means he'll throw his life away for her. Majority of men ain't doing that because it's stupid. That's why a lot of ladies don't understand the power that they have sometimes is detrimental to everybody. And this is not to crap on women or nothing like that, because I can understand where some would say, well, there's no men around and all of this stuff. And I would ask you, if that's the case, if you believe there's no good men around, I would ask you, where are you searching? And switch it up. Just have to. So the reason for this long video, I haven't done a speak on it in a while, and I feel like, well, I believe in my mind that this is needed, because there's a lot of men out here that would like to be appreciated, would like to understand more, would like to be in a space and be in a place where they can hear thoughts and type out their own expressions, not only to not be judged, but to just let it out. Not go to the gun range. My reasoning for it is to get better, God forbid, so I don't need it. I'm the warrior in the garden. But there's a lot of gardeners who had to learn how to be warriors. And that's where a lot of us are in life. And there's nothing wrong with that, because provisions are everything. You have to provide a safe haven. You have to provide a space and a place where people would love to come. You have to provide something. So this is what it is. But if you like what we do, man, this is Speak on It. And I'll try to do these at least once a week. But it takes a lot of studying. It takes a lot of it just takes a lot to do this, because it's not regular. It's not normal. And it's not for me. It's to spread a community around that people feel tolerated, that people feel that they can come and relax and all this stuff, and really to help people within their day. But with the success of this, if there is an immediate success, I'll make it 2 hours. I'll definitely make it 2 hours, but, we'll see.